Hey everyone, my name is Sai and I am a dosage specialist here at Equilibria, and I am extremely passionate about environmental conservation, preservation, and innovative solutions towards a healthier, safer, and cleaner planet. And I could not be more excited today to welcome you to our EQ&U Earth Day edition. So let's kind of jump into sustainability. What does that mean? It's a really complex topic. And so just to kind of boil it down and make it more digestible, think of it as the goal or balance between the three pillars of sustainability. And those are society, environment, and economy. And so when we think about society, that's me, that's you, that's all of us. What are we doing on a day-to-day? How are we impacting the planet? Those are some things that we need to be thoughtful of and be mindful of. And when we're thinking about environment, well, the environment has the majority of the resources that we need for our society to thrive. But if we're not strategic about how we're using these resources, there's going to be some consequences, right? They can only be produced so quickly in nature. And then when we're looking at economy is the kind of combination of society and environment. To have a thriving and prosperous economy, the environment and society need to coexist effectively and justly. And so what does that have to do with hemp and Equilibria? Well, if you don't know, hemp can and has been a really integral part in plant-based sustainable solutions. It has the ability to produce and replace a lot of modern day goods that we use, such as plastics, papers, textiles, animal feed, biodiesel, housing materials. It's not an exhaustive list. It is still growing with, science and everything, but many things. And what that means is if we can use a more sustainable product and crop, then we are minimizing or reducing how much of the unsustainable sources we are using, which in turn is better for the planet. Reduce waste. Something interesting about hemp is almost all of it can be used, so zero waste, and also that most of it's biodegradable. So not only are we using it to produce all of these things, but it's not just going to end up in a landfill and do nothing. And so how does hemp really work into Equilibria? Well, we are growing hemp. Hemp is considered cannabis that has less than 0.3% THC. And so what Equilibria realizes is that we have the opportunity to set the standard with farming practices and procedures. A few things that we recognize here and are working to enhance are our organic farming practices. I mean, for example, we know where our water's coming from. We use insects instead of pesticides. That's just a few of the ways that we are trying to utilize this hemp plant in the most positive and sustainable way. We are a single source supply chain. That's huge. That means from the time it takes to grow it to when you're opening it and consuming it at home, we are removing multiple steps in between. Less cars, less facilities, less emissions. And that's big. And we're even, opening up to sustainable packaging. So really trying to work in any way that we can as a company, as Equilibria as a company, to do our part, set the standard. We all need to do our part. And so education comes into play at that point. If you don't know what sustainability is, if you don't know how to be sustainable, if you don't know how you are or aren't sustainable, how are you going to help anyone? So Equilibria is super committed to, one, educating ourselves, educating our team, doing what we can so we can educate all of you. And, how do you do something about it? How do we all individually contribute? It's not just a company's role to do. It's not just an organization's job to do this. It's all of us. So how can you make a difference? How can you make an impact? Well, sustainability is daunting. It can be overwhelming. The world's on fire, like, oh my gosh. But small things make an impact. What's a good example? Do you leave the water on when you brush your teeth? Turn it off. Do you use the bags from the grocery store? Bring your own bags. Little small things like that do make a difference. There's over 7 billion people on the planet. If we're all making a small impact, that's huge. So don't get overwhelmed. You can help. And wrapping it up, I just want to thank you guys today for being here and for being willing to learn and be open. And stay tuned for some more exciting news from EQ and our collaboration and goal to be more sustainable. If you have questions, reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook, or if you want to email us, send us an email at dosage@myeq.com. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic day, and let's start. Let's all make a difference. Let's start today. Thank you.